Man discovered something eerie when he returned home. In the quiet suburbs sat a woman in white clothes. It was already 3 o'clock in the morning and the last bus had just left. Why was she sitting there so late at night? The man couldn't figure out the reason, so he prepared to turn and leave. But unexpectedly, the woman moved her finger. The man thought she wanted to say something, but after waiting for a long time, the woman remained seated without making a sound. The man thought it was just a coincidence, but the next day after work, he saw that woman again. She appeared in the middle of the night for 2 consecutive days. The man guessed that the woman might need help, so he approached with good intentions and asked, but her answer was very strange. She actually said she was waiting for someone. The man quickly reminded her that the last bus had already left, but the woman carelessly said, "It doesn't matter." It clearly seemed like she was just making excuses, but the man wasn't bothered by this. "It's so late, why don't you use my phone to call your family?" However, to his surprise again, the woman didn't care at all. Instead, she asked the man, "Do you know me?" The man was stunned for a moment. He didn't know her. Seeing that the woman didn't seem to need help, Connor could only turn and leave. But when the third day came, that woman was still sitting there, as if she had deeply loved this man in her previous life, constantly asking if he remembered her. This was the first time the man had encountered such a situation. Could she be a girlfriend sent by heaven? So he invited the woman to take shelter from the rain at his home. After hearing this, the woman immediately agreed, as if she had been waiting for this moment all along. At this point, the man thought he had found a good deal, but what he didn't know was danger in the night had already set its sights on him. After the man opened the door, the motion sensor lights in his home immediately turned on, but just as he walked in, the lights suddenly went out. The man quickly tried to turn them back on, but the woman behind him hastily stopped him. This was strange. Did she not like the lights on? But seeing that the woman had already walked in, the man didn't insist on turning on the lights. After all, he had been single for almost 30 years, and at this moment, the woman was soaked by rain. So the man quickly went to find a towel. He thought perhaps he could win the woman's favor, but after she wiped herself when she handed the towel back to him, the eerie thing finally happened. The man was so frightened he couldn't speak. The woman had fingernails growing from her fingerprints. At this moment, the man realized, this woman might not be a normal human being. After regaining his composure, he walked out again, but the woman suddenly put down her suitcase and immediately crouched down to open it. This terrified the man. Could there be dangerous items in the suitcase? As the zipper was gradually pulled open, the woman's eyes stared at him intently until he looked down, finally discovering exactly what he had feared. Inside were all kinds of metal knives. At this moment, the man trembled with fear. Now he finally understood. This woman was not a normal human being at all. After everything was over, the woman dragged her suitcase out, but a little girl was walking toward her from the opposite direction. The two passed each other under normal circumstances. Others wouldn't be able to see her, but the girl, Anna, seemed to see her and even greeted her when entering the door. It seems this was a new target, but what she didn't know was, this girl was someone she shouldn't mess with.